All right, we're live. My name's Sherry. I am the owner of Odyssey Pets in Dallas, Texas. And this month is our What's Up with Supplements month, where we like to highlight some of our favorite supplements for dogs and cats and why you should supplement in the first place. We are honored to have Susan with Earth Animal today here with us to talk about some of the great products that Earth Animal has. How are you, Susan?
I'm great. How are you doing today?
Good, good. So, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and then a little bit about Earth Animal?
Okay. So I've been in the pet industry for about 9 years now. And I'll tell you, when I first started, I had no idea about anything going on with pet food or pet supplements, anything. So I was kind of totally just thrown in there, knowing nothing. Over the last 9 years, though, I've become quite passionate about animal nutrition and healing through food and healing through supplements. And it's amazing to me what all we can do just through food, and then adding a more holistic approach with supplements. It just really changes the quality of life of pretty much every animal. So I was super excited to get to work for Earth Animal. We're a holistic company, and Dr. Bob Goldstein and his wife Susan, they actually founded Earth Animal 40 years ago. Their passion is obviously holistic medicine. So we do, and what we're going to talk about today are our herbal remedies. And I've got to tell you, these things are phenomenal. And I'm super excited to tell you all about them today because I have my own testimonies. And of course, I've gotten them throughout the time I've worked for Earth Animal. And I'm looking forward to telling you guys about it because it's something that a lot of people don't know about.
Awesome. That great introduction. So if anybody's watching live and you have a question, we are going to do a Q&A at the end. And we also have a trivia question that we're going to have, and you could win one of your own tinctures. So stay tuned till the end. Here's a big question. Why should we supplement at all?
Okay, so I think a lot of times people don't realize how important obviously our bodies, but also our pets' bodies are. So the better that you treat a pet's body as they are aging, the fewer issues they're going to have as they get older. So there are breed-specific issues with every breed. And I feel like supplements are a way to be a proactive, have a proactive approach to healing and health and overall quality of life, to be quite honest.
So one thing I want to add to that is, a lot of people are like, I already feed a large breed dog food that has glucosamine added, but 99% of the time it's not enough. And most dry pet foods are so processed with high heat processing that any supplements they put in there are probably compromised. So plus, yeah, if you want to treat a certain ailment, yeah, you want to do it separately on the side.
Yes. Usually anything in a pet food is never going to be enough to be therapeutic.
Right. So let's dive into it. This is what the natural remedies line looks like. So we're going to run through some of these. What did you want to start with?
So while you have it in your hand, let's start with allergy and skin. Okay. But first I want to talk to you guys. We are made, a lady named Christy. She actually is a master herbalist. She owns Crystal Garden Herbs, and it's out of Windsor County, Vermont. So she is the one who does all of our herbal remedies, and it's absolutely amazing. There's a video on our website that shows where it's made, and it makes me want to move there. I mean, she literally works out of this cabin in the woods, and she does everything by hand. I mean, and all the remedies are aged for 30 days so they can gain. So you want them to be potent enough to be effective, right? So there's like a whole process that goes into making these remedies, and she makes them so well, and we are so excited that we are able to have her making our remedies. So that's what I want to say first.
Yeah, these are all made by hand with a lot of care. So yes. It's amazing. I can't believe that this retails for only $20, honestly.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, it's amazing for what you get. And guys, the bottles have over 1,000 drops in them. So, and whenever you what I want to start with is remedies. You have to be consistent with the way that you dose them for them to be effective. So it's required that you do two times a day, and it's based on the weight of the animal. So on the back of the jar, it'll tell you how many drops that you give your animal based on their weight, and you do it twice a day. Now, once you start seeing the results that you want to see, then you go to a maintenance dose, which is also on the bottle. It tells you how to do that. But so the key here is consistency, and you have to do this daily to get the results that you want to see. Now, if you want a quick fix, remedies are not going to be for you, okay? Because we're a holistic company. Our whole goal is to heal from the inside out. So remedies will usually take around 30 to 45 days to completely see the results of what is going on, and to fix what the problem is. Okay. So if you think it's going to happen in 5 or 10 days, it just doesn't work that way. You may start seeing some results in that time, but you're never going to see the full impact until about 30 to 45 days, which, to be quite honest, if you think about how long you've been dealing with it, 30 to 45 days is not that long. Okay. Especially when you know it's not a Band-Aid, it's something that's working to actually heal the animal from the inside. So that's one of the things I really, really get excited about when it comes to the remedies. But I really, really get excited about telling you guys about consistency and having to make sure that you do it 2 times a day, exactly how it's said, or else it's not going to work effectively for you. Okay. But that being said, let me go into the remedies. Now, I have a personal testimony with allergy and skin. I have a white Chihuahua who has grass allergies, and we have been through the gamut of all types of things, even Apoquel, which I don't truly did not want to do because of the bad side effects of that drug. But
yeah, it's hard on the liver, right?
Hard on the liver. It causes cancer in 17% of dogs. It's just, it's overall, it's not the best. It works, but it blocks the immune system. So it works to do one thing, but it's going to actually kind of make other things worse. So that's where I struggled, but I did it because my dog itched so bad. But during COVID, I had to get her off of everything because we couldn't get a vet appointment. But when I started working with Earth Animal, I started using the allergy and skin, and I was very it was pounded into my head that you had to be consistent. So I was very, very consistent. And when I went out of town, I pre-made their food and I put the drops in, and so I could make sure that they got the dosage that they needed. It is night and day difference with her itching. I mean, I cannot tell you guys what magic this stuff is.
That's
but
amazing.
I contribute it to my consistency in doing this for her, for both of us, really, because I don't want her to itch like that, nor do I want to deal with the itching and keeping us both awake at night and all of that. So allergy and skin, it's a formulation of different herbs, plant-based herbs.
Yeah, let me just run through that real quick. So there's nettles, red clover, chamomile, calendula, burdock root, licorice root, echinacea root, yellow dock, lavender. I mean, it goes on. But yeah.
I mean, when I say master herbalist, you will be shocked at how many amazing herbs are found in these bottles. And it's just and how they all work together to make everything, they have anti-inflammatories in there. They have pain relievers in there. They work to heal, boost the immune system, because most of your issues are coming from the immune system. Like today, I'm not going to go into every single thing that's in these herbs because that would take a long time. But if you go in and see Sherry, she actually has a chart that shows every single herb that's in there, as well as what does it do to help with that thing, right? It's just why is echinacea in there? Well, there's a little chart that tells you exactly what echinacea does and why it helps with this particular ailment. So what we deal with are the most common ailments that pets have, okay? Allergy and skin obviously is a huge one, okay? But along with the remedy, you also want to look at your food that you're feeding. So, and Sherry can help you with that to get on the right diet, as well as using your remedy so that you can actually keep your
attack it from all sides. Yes.
Yeah. And it's really all about that. You would be so surprised what you can do just through food. And then adding this remedy is only going to make things better. Okay?
Yes.
So
were we done with this one? Did we want to go to the next one?
Let's go to the next one.
Okay. So this one's cough, wheeze, and sneeze. So I figured it's kind of related to this one, but it's different.
Correct. So with allergies, you see more allergies with the scratching, right? And they're either internal or external, or they're biting their paws. Well, with cough, wheeze, and sneeze, it is very, very good for kennel cough. any animals that have that upper respiratory distress, and you can hear it when they breathe. Cats, I guess I should say this, should have said this in the beginning. All of our remedies are okay for cats and dogs. Okay, so it's not just a dog thing, it's both cats and dogs. And cats tend to get a lot of upper respiratory issues. A lot of that is clay based from their litter because it has that dust, and when they inhale it, it causes upper respiratory issues. So I would also suggest a litter change if you're using clay-based litters along with the remedy to help them to become healthier. So usually there's something else attached to the reason they're having those issues, right? It's not just they came out of the blue. So that's what Sherry's there for, is to help you to figure it all out. But these remedies, when I tell you they're magic, they're magic. The fact that it can help with kennel cough is astounding, but you see a difference with any kind of upper respiratory issues. And honestly, it can take care of the whole thing based on what it
amazing.
is.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty
great. We got clean mouth, gums, and breath.
Okay. So this one is, you would think that it's going to be eliminate tartar, but that's not the job of this. So when it comes to your teeth, or our teeth and animals' teeth, the biggest bad guy is the bacteria, because what happens is that tartar will build up on their teeth, which then causes the gums to swell, which then causes the bacteria to be able to get up into the bloodstream, which then can cause congestive heart failure. It can cause liver disease. So getting your pet's teeth cleaned is so important. It's so important. But what clean mouth, breath, and gums does is it actually kills the bacteria. Okay, so it doesn't remove the tartar. Yep.
So is it like Listerine?
So kind of, I guess it's a dog version of Listerine, but it helps to prevent those bad things from happening until because definitely the bacteria is what causes the odor, right? And the bacteria is what causes the bad things to happen in the body. So we're really addressing the thing that really is what causes the issue, the root cause of the issue. But the root cause is we need to get their teeth cleaned. So I would suggest a yearly teeth cleaning plus doing a preventative. Yeah.
Question. So like, for example, this one says, and I think most of them are about the same dosage, like for a 3 to 7 pound dog, you would do 4 drops
2 times a day. Yeah.
No, this one says once daily.
Okay.
But can you put it on their food?
Yes.
Or should you put it in their water, or should you do it like directly in the mouth?
So those are your 3 options, actually. I am not the biggest proponent of the water because you don't know that they're getting their full dosage whenever you give them water. So I'd either do directly in the mouth, or I would do it on their food, and if they don't share a bowl. So, and if they do share a bowl, you're going to have to change your feeding habits and separate bowls. And
or you could put drops on like a biscuit or something, and then just give them the biscuit.
Inside like what are those little pill pockets? Yeah. And then give it to them in a pill pocket. If it's a cat, it's a little bit harder. But you have to be creative. That's all I
would probably try to find a treat that they really liked, maybe a freeze-dried treat, because it's porous and it can absorb moisture, and you could put it on there.
Yeah, there are a lot of options in that regard. So long as you make sure they get the full dose, that's your biggest concern.
Awesome. All right. We're moving on from the gums to eyes. We got Vital Eye.
Okay. So guys, this one is absolutely phenomenal. All of them are phenomenal, but this one is kind of like, wow, this is not an eye drop. Everything that we make goes inside, so that it goes in their mouth. Okay. It's very confusing because it says Vital Eye, so you automatically think eye drop. Vital Eye will help with all related eye things. So I can give you an example. I have a customer whose dog had glaucoma, and her eye had been swelling. And that's what happens when you get glaucoma, is that it starts to swell. What happens when that happens is that they get this, it's like having a migraine, because it's like it's the pressure that's being put on that eyeball it hurts. So you're supposed to put drops in their eyes 3 times a day. And I had a dog with glaucoma, and it is really hard to remember to do that, but you don't want them to suffer either. So she was able to get her dog off all the drops. I'm not going to tell you that every case will be the same, but she was able to get her dog off all the drops just by consistently giving Vital Eye, because it reduced the swelling.
That's amazing.
It's amazing. I mean, wow. And imagine what could happen if you start seeing the signs of it, you start giving the Vital Eye consistently. You could potentially actually avoid that part altogether, and she was so far along that ultimately, the dog ended up, it was blind, but it was just like, but if she would have caught it a little bit earlier, I think it would be a more proactive approach where, oh my gosh, she didn't get to that point, So
Yeah.
there's definitely a benefit to going proactive with these remedies, and they're not meant to be given every day, all the time. Once you see results, you go to that maintenance dose. Okay, so it's a very affordable way to treat an illness, but it helps with the bacteria that runs out of your eye. It helps with cataracts. It helps with all the eye issues.
Also, it may inadvertently help with the stains, eye stains.
That's about bacteria in the body that comes out of the eyes. It's almost like, so yes, it helps with all of that.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a big one, because people are always wondering how to get rid of that. And if you just do it topically, I mean, you're not like treating the problem,
It's more like a Band-Aid. Yeah.
All right. We're moving on to urinary and kidney relief.
Okay. So this one is just as it says. I'm going to tell you right now, I would always recommend a diet change when it comes to urinary and kidney relief. There's a reason that animals get urinary and kidneys, just like there's a reason that people get it. There's not enough moisture in the diet. Okay. If you feed kibble, it's 10% moisture. That is so lacking in the amount of moisture that should be in any food. Okay. So you have got to add more moisture to the diet. That's the reason they got the kidney disease in the first place. But what the remedy does is it helps to alleviate any of the symptoms, and it does treat it from the inside. So I have an American bully, and she was peeing blood. I took her to the vet. We got on antibiotics. It happened again. So I started giving her the urinary and kidney. We have not had any blood in our urine since we started that. But I do have her, this was when I first got her, I do have her on a very strict, like wet food, raw wet food diet. So she doesn't, we've changed a lot of things in her since I've gotten her in her life to make her quality of life better. But it's amazing. With cats are very prone to have urinary tract issues because of what they eat. So cats are obligate carnivores. So you need to feed them a meat-based diet that is high in moisture and low in carb. So, but this remedy would work very, very well for cats as well. So it's just one of those things where a diet change is definitely needed. And along with this remedy, the sky's the limit. I mean, it really does change the animal. I mean, it's huge.
I should put this one in the cat section for sure, because that is a big cat problem.
Yep.
Okay, we have 3 more left, guys. Okay. Thank you for sticking with us. Okay, this one is no more runs.
Okay, so with no more runs, if you look at what's in no more runs, there is a lot of stuff in there, and it's not just about the runs, right? Because what we're trying to do is we're trying to fix the inside first. So this I would suggest not for whenever they get diarrhea because they've switched foods and we did it too fast, or if they got into something. That's not what this is for. This is for an animal who has some chronic stomach issues or has a really sensitive stomach. So you give them the no more runs, which is what's going to do is it's going to build up their gut, and it's going to do it in a very, very healthy way. And I have not personally used it, but I have heard so many testimonials on how well this remedy works. So sometimes it's an end all be all because the vets can't figure out what's going on with their animal. So this is their last resort. And I have not heard any negative. I mean, I've only heard amazing results from this remedy.
Or like dogs that seem real sensitive, like with almost any foods, like they just can never get a good looking stool, but you're feeding like the best food. I've had a couple customers with that issue, and this might be a good something to
it builds up the gut health, and not just through pre and probiotics, but it actually works through a lot of different ways. So that is a very good reason to be using that.
Awesome. Okay, last 2. We have calmness.
Okay. So calmness, I want to start by saying, like, all of our tinctures are mixed with herbal remedies and a flower essence. Okay. So the calmness is actually for animals that have a fear of thunderstorms, fear of car rides, fear, those things that are just immediate or, that are going to happen. Calmness is something that you want to start giving them. Like, so that they're going to be going to the vet. I would start giving them a couple of days before you go to the vet so that they start to chill out, and just follow the recommended dosage, and you'll see a huge difference. My boss used it with her cat and actually put it in the cat's water because it was the only cat that drank out of that bowl. And because they moved and the cat was so stressed out, it started peeing everywhere. The minute she gave calmness, literally the next day, that cat stopped peeing everywhere. Because
That
a lot
is
of,
a great
yeah,
point. Because
yeah,
with cats not peeing where they're supposed to, that can be a huge problem and hard
yeah,
to fix.
yep,
Oh.
you can. And just FYI, sometimes it's like any change for a cat is stressful for them. Even change is simply something as simple as changing their litter. So it's just like if a cat starts peeing outside the box when you've recently changed their litter, it's potentially that you changed them to the wrong litter or something. But a
Or
lot of times,
if you move the litter box
yeah,
somewhere else, they can just do it. I think because they're pissed off at you.
they're cats. But calmness is amazing and it works for that kind of stuff. So, and cats are a little bit harder. So putting it in the water does work. I don't necessarily recommend that with all the other remedies, just because you want to make sure that they get the doses that they really need whenever it comes to like this helps immediately. So it's just a little bit different than a normal herbal remedy.
Okay.
Okay.
Good,
Yeah.
good. Okay. So that was calmness. And then we have this one's also somewhat similar but different. This one's called
Yes.
emotional balance.
Right. So you know where I said that one is mixed, the calmness is mixed with herbs and flower essence. Well, this is actually a flower essence. It's the only one that we have that's a full flower essence. And it's exactly what it says, emotional balance. So what you're working on here is what the trigger is. So it's for dogs that have that anxiety every time you leave the house. That's not a temporary thing. That's a thing, right? Or shoot.
I mean, I meet a lot of dogs in my business, and there's some that are just nervous Nellies all the time. Like
Yeah.
it's just and then there's the outgoing ones. They're just like people.
Yeah.
So
This
yeah,
just helps
if
to
you've got a
even
nervous Nelly, yeah.
yeah, it helps to even them out. So whatever their issue is, it's a long-term issue. It's not something that just happens when it thunderstorms, but it's something that's a consistent issue. Emotional balance is the one that you want to go with. Now, doing both of them is never going to hurt, because if it's a really messed up situation, then it's something that I would definitely suggest. And they last a long time. The emotional balance is smaller, but you give less. It's like 5 drops 2 times a day. That's it, no matter what the size of the dog. So it's like where the other ones are definitely the size matters. Like the bigger they are, the more drops you give. Okay, because you want that to be as effective as possible. So it's a little bit different.
You reminded me of a point to make. You don't want to use more than 2 of these at a time.
Correct.
And why is that?
So too much of anything is a bad thing, right? It's just like alcohol, maybe. You go out and have a couple of drinks, they turn into 10. Well, that doesn't ever go well, right? So we say stick with 2, because you never really know. Sometimes you don't even know what the real issue is, and if you go to more, you're blurring the lines. So
Yeah, I was going to say muddy the waters.
yeah,
Yeah.
because you don't like, and honestly, immune support, which I just think you're missing. Immune support, every single one of these that we have works on building the immune system and has an anti-inflammatory in there. Okay, but immune support, if you're confused as to what exactly may be wrong with your cat or your dog, I would start with immune support, because that 75% of your immune system comes from the gut, and if you have a healthy gut, if you have a healthy immune system, most of those issues go away, and that will allow you to actually pinpoint what is exactly the problem, right? Because it's like if you kind of don't know because they're just kind of really messed up, immune support will really help you get to the bottom line faster, because it's gonna boost that immune system and get them healthier overall, to where those things that are really lingering are going to be the ones you can address.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, I'm going to open it up to questions, and it looks like Bob sent in a question. Can he put the calmness on treats, allowing it to dry before I give it to my animals?
Yeah, you can.
So I think that is a good question. If you put it on a treat and let it sit there, like how long is it viable?
I mean, I wouldn't.
That
It's
may
good.
be that may be hard. That may be too sciencey. I'm not sure on that one.
Well, and I'd have to ask, to be quite honest, because
Yeah.
I've never had that question asked to me before. Normally, it's like it's pretty immediate. You can put it inside the treat, and that's why I also suggested the pill pockets, because you can wrap it up in there, and then that way they won't even taste it. They're so excited about the pill pocket. It's like the remedy is like, what was that? I don't even know what was in there, right? I just got a treat. So if you feel like you have to do that, I wouldn't wait too long. Let it dry, but I don't know that it will actually dry. It'll soak up in whatever you put it in, but it's still going to be moist. right? I mean, it's
right, because it's like almost like an oil, right?
Yeah. It's a tincture. So it's yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to move on to the trivia question unless anybody has any other questions. So if you're still watching and you can answer this trivia question, you get your pick on one of the tinctures. Where are they made? Where are they made? Let's see. Oh, actually, Alina had a question. What is while we're waiting to see if anybody can answer the trivia question, what is the expiration of the bottles once open?
If you seal them tight, we put them in those bottles for a reason. I think it's 2 years.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, and they do have they have lot numbers and expiration dates on the bottom too.
Yeah.
But I think she was asking, does it go bad once you open it, kind of thing. But yeah.
I mean, and to be quite honest, I mean, anything is going to probably be less effective the longer you wait to use it. When you open it up, make everything is eventually, not going to be quite as effective. The whole point of the tincture is to use it. So once you open it, hopefully you'll use it so that you don't have to worry about that. But with the calmness and the calmness, if you're just using it temporarily, it's good for a while. I mean, I wouldn't worry about it.
So we've got 2 answers on the trivia question. Where are the tinctures made? And I want to say Bob got the closest to the right answer. Looks like one of the answers was Connecticut. It is not Connecticut. Bob says in a home. But Bob said in a home, and he is actually correct on that. Right?
It's not made in her home. She has a workshop that she makes everything out of, but it is at her
like homestead.
Right, her homestead. Yes.
Yeah. It's Vermont. It's Vermont. But yeah. Bob, I'll hook you up. Just let me know which one you want, and you've got my number. So just text me which one you'd like. But yeah, thank you for participating, guys. If y'all have any other questions about Earth Animal, they have lots of other products, by the way.
We do.
We didn't even get to, like, we've got healthy weight, we've got like stop stool eating, there's all kinds of stuff. But right now during our What's Up with Supplements month, the tinctures are 20% off if you wanted to take advantage of that. And they're only $20 in the first place.
Yeah.
But if you want to research any more information, earthanimal.com. Or if you have any questions, you can message me directly through the Facebook Odyssey Pets Facebook page, or you can email info@odysseypets.com. Our web address is odysseypets.com. Or if you would like to subscribe to our newsletter, we do send out some stuff about our sales that are happening and include some educational stuff in there too. You can text OP Big D to 22828. And Susan, I want to thank you so much for joining us. And I had a great time. I hope you did too.
I did. I love talking about liberties.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, and
everybody for joining us.
Yes, thank you for joining us, and we will we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.